The twin moons of Aelindra glowed like polished silver coins as my shuttle descended toward the Citadel of Crowns. It was a place spoken of in whispers across the galaxy, home of the Aelindran matriarchy, a race of towering, luminous warriors whose anger could level star fleets and whose mercy was rarer than neutron diamonds. I had been summoned by the Empress herself. Me, a simple human envoy named Kale Ryden, former soldier, current nobody. The moment I stepped out of the shuttle, the air felt heavier, thicker with a strange, electric pressure. An honor guard of 12 Aelindran warriors waited, each nearly 8 feet tall, skin faintly shimmering with bioluminescent patterns. Their armor wasn't metal, it was grown, alive, pulsating with quiet rhythm like a heartbeat. In the center stood General Saraxis, the Empress's right hand. "Human," she said, her voice carrying a metallic undertone. "Follow. Do not stray. Do not speak unless spoken to." "Of course," I answered. Her eyes narrowed. "You will find that obedience is not optional in this court." We entered the Citadel. The halls were massive, vaulted ceilings, crystalline windows, floating conduits of energy that hummed like singing stars. Every step echoed like a tiny rebellion against ancient authority. I wasn't told why I was summoned. I wasn't told what they wanted. But every part of my instincts screamed that something was wrong. And I've survived this long by listening to instincts. The summons. The throne chamber was circular, layered like a galaxy spiraling inward. Hundreds of nobles gathered around elevated platforms, their faces painted with ceremonial markings, their long hair braided with glowing filaments. At the center, upon an obsidian throne grown from the living stone itself, sat Empress Veilora. She was breathtaking, tall, lithe, her skin shimmering gold blue, her eyes a molten amber that shifted like solar flares. Her presence felt like gravity itself, drawing the entire chamber toward her. When she rose, the entire court dropped to one knee, except me. No one told me to kneel. I stood still, awkward, unsure, but definitely standing. Gasps scattered through the chamber like shattering glass. Her gaze turned toward me, focused, sharp, assessing. "Human." Her voice echoed with layered harmonics, as though 3 beings spoke at once. "You stand in the court of Aelindra. You do not kneel." I opened my mouth, but words failed. General Saraxis hissed, "Kneel, human, now." But the Empress lifted a single hand, silencing everyone. "Let him answer." Her eyes bore into me. "Well, Kale Ryden, why do you remain standing?" My heartbeat thundered. "Because no one commanded me to kneel." Whispers erupted, some shocked, some offended, some curious. The Empress tilted her head. "Is that so? If I commanded you, would you kneel?" A trap. The kind rulers set long before you realize you stepped into it. I inhaled, exhaled, then answered slowly, carefully. "No." A silence, so deep it felt like the air itself vanished. General Saraxis nearly unsheathed her plasma blade. The nobles recoiled. Aelindran law forbade disobedience to the Empress. The punishment wasn't imprisonment, it was annihilation. Instant, unquestioned. Yet the Empress didn't appear angry. She appeared intrigued. "Approach," she said. My legs trembled, but I forced myself forward. If I died, I would at least die upright, not groveling. 2 guards stepped aside, spears of glowing energy sweeping past. I stopped a few paces from her. "Explain," she said. "Humans kneel to no one by force," I replied, steadying my breath. "Not even emperors. Respect is earned, not taken." The chamber went silent again. She stepped down from her throne, approaching with slow, predatory grace. She circled me once, twice, studying me like an artifact dug from forgotten history. Interesting, she murmured. Her eyes glowed brighter. Then, softly but clearly, she asked, "Do you fear me?" Honesty seemed the only path left. "Yes," I said. "Only a fool wouldn't. Yet you stand." "Yes." She stopped in front of me, close enough that the temperature around her radiated heat.
"Why?"
"What drives this defiance?" "It isn't defiance," I said quietly. "It's dignity. If I kneel, it will be because I choose to, not because I'm ordered." Her lips curved, not in anger, in amusement, and that unsettled the court more than anything. For the first time in decades, the Empress was smiling. The trial. General Saraxis, Veilora commanded, "Assemble the ring of challenge." The general froze. "Your radiance, that is reserved for." "I am aware of its purpose," Veilora said. The nobles erupted. Even I felt my pulse spike. The ring of challenge was an ancient trial, reserved only for warriors of legend or criminals of extraordinary strength. A circle of combat designed to test a person's worth, courage, and spirit. To survive meant honor. To fail meant death. The Empress turned to me. "You have spirit, Kael Raiden. Let us see if you also have strength." I swallowed. "You want me to fight?" "Yes," she said. "Fight or die." I wasn't a coward. I'd fought in the wars of Helios Rift, survived ambushes, star pirates, and mercenary hunts. But Aelindrans? They were stronger.
Faster.
Built like living weapons. And she wanted me to duel one? The ring chamber formed in minutes, shifting floors, retracting platforms, soldiers guiding me to the center. My heartbeat hammered like a war drum. Then I saw my opponent, an Aelindran warrior nearly twice my size, wearing ceremonial armor etched with glowing runes. "Try not to die quickly, human," he sneered. The Empress stood above on a balcony, watching intently. A gong sounded. The warrior charged. The fight. His first strike was meant to end me, an overhead blow that would split me in half. I rolled aside, feeling the shockwave vibrate the floor.
He swung again.
I ducked under it. Another strike. I sidestepped. He grew frustrated. "Stand still." "If I do," I said, panting, "I die." He lunged, faster this time. I barely dodged, grabbing a shard of fallen energy crystal from the ground. It pulsed weakly, enough to sting. He attacked again. I blocked with the shard, energy crackling painfully through my arm. I used his momentum, twisting, and slammed the shard into a gap in his armor. He roared, stumbling back. The crowd gasped. General Saraxis's eyes widened. The Empress leaned forward. The warrior swung wildly now, angry and reckless. I dodged under his arm and rammed the shard into his shoulder joint. His arm spasmed, paralyzed. A lucky strike, nothing more, but it shifted the battle. He fell to one knee. "You fight like a ghost," he growled. "No," I said breathlessly. "I fight because I want to live." With one last push, I slammed the shard into the ground beside his head, inches from killing him. He froze, yielding. Silence. Then applause.
Slow.
Controlled. From the Empress herself. The entire court stared. A human had bested an Aelindran warrior in open trial. "Rise," she commanded. I rose, trembling, bruised, but alive. She descended again, standing inches from me. "You refuse to kneel," she said softly. "Yet today you made one of my own warriors kneel before you." "I didn't want to," I said. "I just didn't want to die." "And that," she whispered, "is precisely why you have earned my respect." The revelation that night, The Empress summoned me privately to her starlit chamber, a place filled with floating orbs displaying entire galaxies. "You wonder why I called you here," she said. "Yes," I admitted. She gestured, and the orbs shifted, forming an image. A massive fleet. Colossal. Planet-crushing. "This is the Dominion of Veros," she said. "A power rising in the shadows. They intend to conquer not one world, but many, including yours." My blood chilled. "We defeated them once," she continued, "but now their forces grow faster than ours. They wield a weapon that corrupts minds, forces entire populations into obedience." She turned to me. "They seek slaves, Kale Ryden. Kneeling ones." I understood then. "You summoned me to see if humans kneel under pressure," I said slowly. "If our spirits break." She nodded. "Your people will be targeted soon." I needed to know whether humans could resist mind domination. If a human would kneel simply because ordered. "And because I didn't," I whispered. "Your race may survive," she said. Then, unexpectedly, she drew closer. "You stood before me without bowing. You fought without surrender. You survived the ring, something even many Aelindrans cannot claim." Her voice softened. "You are proof that humanity is worth protecting." The ending, a choice that shocked the court the next day, she called a full assembly. The nobles gathered, armor polished, banners raised. The Empress stood tall, radiant, powerful. "Yesterday," she announced, "a human came before this court. He was ordered to kneel." All eyes turned to me. "He did not."
Gasps.
Murmurs. General Saraxis clenched her jaw. But Veilora continued. "His refusal taught us something profound. Strength is not always in size or power. Sometimes it is in spirit." She looked directly at me. "And so, I make my ruling." A pause. Every noble leaned in. "Kale Ryden of Terra, I name you honor-bound envoy of Aelindra." The hall erupted in shock. General Saraxis dropped to one knee, this time voluntarily. Even the nobles bowed. I was speechless. And Veilora added, "As of this moment, humanity will be under Aelindran protection." The hall thundered with disbelief. A human, protected by the strongest empire in the quadrant? Because I refused to kneel? The Empress turned to me one last time and said, "Kale Ryden, you never needed to kneel." Her eyes warmed. "But know this, because you stood, the galaxy will stand with you." And for the first time I bowed. Not out of fear, not out of pressure, but out of respect. The court watched, stunned. The Empress smiled. And thus began an alliance that would reshape the stars.